colourful Copenhagen, where national and personal pride is on the line. Even master storyteller Hans Christian Andersen would surely have approved of badminton's very own plot lines. Former champions, young pretenders, and some no one expected to get this far are all setting sail for the semis. And in the city of Spires, they can all dare to dream. Welcome to the Royal Arena on day 6 of the BWF 2023 World Championships. And we have a quite spectacular lineup for you to enjoy today. You'll see all 10 semi-finals live. We're down to just the one court. That's when you know it's serious. Let's have a look then at what we have in store for you today. Kicking off with women's doubles, top seeds Chen and Jia chasing a record 4th world title against fellow countrywomen Zheng and Jun. Then we switch to mixed. Watanabe and Higashino, the number 2 seeds, have won their last 4 tussles with Koreans Seo and Che. More women's doubles after that, and it looks nigh on impossible to call between Kim and Kong of Korea and Indonesia's Rahayu and Ramadanti. Back to the mixed for top seeds Jun and Huon, 3-time world champions, against Zhang and Wei. Intriguingly, the latter pair have won both previous meetings. And then it's singles, and what a match in prospect. 3-time winner of this event, Carolina Marin, against defending champion Akane Yamaguchi. We cannot wait for that. And the action keeps on coming. These 5 matches you'll see in the company of Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen. An Se-young against Chen Yufei looks an absolute belter. And what will HS Pranoy do, having knocked out Victor Axelsen in a major shock here last night? Well, without further ado, let's check on the draw for the women's doubles. We're going to see both these semi-finals in our first session today. Kicking off with the number 1 seeds, the number 1 pair in the world, Chen and Jia, up against Zheng and Jun. So an all-Chinese affair. They squeezed through yesterday in 3 games, did Chen and Jia. But they are still on track for a record 4th women's doubles world title. No one's ever done that. They're 2 matches away from making their own little bit of history.
And now, women's doubles.
Hugely popular wherever they go.
Chen Chen.
Jia fans always smiling. You'd probably be smiling too if you had 14 world titles in the bag. Great way to kick us off. The mascots are here as well.
The opponents from China, Xiang Xiang, Chen Yu.
Nothing like a personal greeting from a couple of fluffy creatures. The Chinese opponents, Zheng and Jun, are here as well, and so too is my co-commentator, Bobby Griffin. Palpable sense of excitement in the arena here, Bobby. What a lineup today. I mean, you don't know which matches to pick out. They're all good.
I was just thinking that our viewers are getting a personal greeting from a couple of fluffy things here as well. Trevor, I'm excited. Semi-finals day. We're here on court 1 opening the show. This is tremendous, and it's going to be a sellout in here later, I hear, again, and tomorrow, of course, for finals. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat already. We haven't even started yet.
Yeah, all sessions for this weekend are sold out. The spectators still coming in. It's, what is it, just gone 10 a.m. local time here in Copenhagen.
This match is fascinating. I think Chen and Jia will not be able to put out of their minds the fact that their penultimate previous meeting back in January went the distance, 23-21 in the 3rd. And although, as you'll talk about in a minute, the head-to-head is strong for the world number 1s, it's not completely comprehensive.
Yeah, we'll give you that information right now, in fact. It is 5-love I can kind of go, you can do anything you like with stats, because I could come back to you and say 3 of those 5 matches were in straight games. The last of them you see there, that was in the semi-final of the Korea Open, and that was only last month. So you kind of pays your money and takes your choice in the sense of, you know, how close or otherwise we think it's going to be today. But it's a mouth-watering prospect to get us underway on semi-finals day, that is for sure. You probably don't need too many details on Chen and Jia, but I'll give you a few anyway. You know, they're the Rio Olympic silver medalists. They lost out, of course, to Polly and Raheyu. 3-time world champions, including for the last 2 years. Been together as a pair for nigh on a decade. 14 world titles, 3 of them this year. They won in Malaysia, in Singapore and Korea, and they're 2 matches away from repeating the feat here at the biggest event of the year in Copenhagen. Plus, they play with a smile on their faces. They were so animated yesterday. I know you covered their quarter-final, and it was a close-run thing, wasn't it?
It really was, and I can't believe how much fun Chen seemed to be having in the first game and a half. She came out, she's doing it again today. I can see it from here, we're miles away, and she's got this big grin on her face. When it gets serious, though, she's got this game face. And, well, just be interesting to see if that comes out later.
Well, what about their opponents? There's Zheng, who was in the national team when she was just 18 years of age, and the Chinese national team is tough to get into. And this partnership she has with Chun Yu, only formed last year. They actually lost their first 4 World Tour finals. 3 of them were last year, including the All England. But this year they put that right. They won the Australian Open, and then, maybe even more impressively, the Super 500 Indonesia Masters. And I think because they're sort of, I wouldn't say in the infancy, but the semi-infancy maybe of their partnership, I'm not sure that 5-0 kind of head-to-head is going to be a major psychological stumbling block for them. Sometimes you think that is the case when one pair has the you know, the evil eye, so to speak, over another. But I don't think that's the case, especially with an all-Chinese clash.
No, absolutely.
Ready to play?
Well, Zhang Zhang a little bit younger. As we look at Frake, Cox, Alu, our chair umpire, Fabio Lopez, our service judge. I think you're right, and also the occasion. They're away from home. They're in Europe. It's the World Championships semi-finals, and they've done well to get here already this week. Anything could happen.
She's still smiling now, even having a little pre-match chat with a partner. Just a reminder that all 10 semis will be played back-to-back. There's no first and second session. And if you want to just make a note in your diary for tomorrow, final start at 12 noon local time.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Chen and Jia Yifan, China. And on my left, Zhang and Zheng, China. Zhang to serve to Jia Yifan. Level. Play.
So Zheng Shuxian will get us started here. First shuttle about to be hit in anger on semi-finals day of these World Championships.
One love.
Might take Zheng and Chen just a few points to get to grips with the drift, because we have seen it vary slightly, even within a day, even within a match on occasion this week.
Yeah, I've seen it fall off and then increase in matches, particularly the singles matches, but Zhang and Zhang are hypothetically on the faster end right now. That's what we've seen all week. Obviously, it's early stages and things change. Take us a few points to gauge whether that's still in play, but also that left to right drift as we look down the main camera angle as well.
Yeah, that has been very pronounced all week. Left to right on your screen.
Service over. 3-1.
It should mean that Xuxian and Yu will have a little bit more to their firepower from that end. I'm expecting to see them, if they get the lift, go hard quite early in the rally. And I think Chen and Jie, as we've seen this week, I've seen them 3 times now, I think, will be a bit more patient on this side in attack, at least in this game, and then perhaps go at them hard in the next. There we go, there's a big smash winner.
That was over.
Also saw in that rally how keen Zheng is to get into the net at every possible opportunity. Can't always do it, but that's where she wants to be. Try and negate Xie Yifan's strength in that area.
That was over. 4-2. Chen, not with the fist in that direction.
Second time that an umpire has mentioned that to Chen this week. Fair enough to give it the fist pump. Just kind of turn away a little bit from your opponents. Celebrate with your partner. The second service error from Chen in first few points here.
She's not had a good week on serve, actually. Except yesterday when it really counted and she had to come back. They had to rely on her serve and she came through it. She had 4 or 5 perfect serves and really got back into that third game against... who were they playing yesterday? It wasn't the Indonesians we watched, was it? It was
5-3.
Matsuyama and Shida of Japan, who put up a tremendous fight, especially in the second. I think they got a bit nervous for a moment yesterday, Chen and Jie.
Lovely deception there from Xie Yifan.
Lovely drive in the mid-court. And whether it's the drift or it's just they're warming up, but that penultimate shot, this one from Jie, you often see that get through on the first occasion. She had to keep her wits about her at the net.
She is one of the best servers in the business. She really is.
Yeah, I keep saying it tournament after tournament. I don't think anybody hits more aces than Xie Yifan.
Play.
So deceptive, that flick serve.
That was over. 4-7.
Saw a raft of Chinese flags in the arena yesterday. In fact, pretty much every nation who has a player here, there's a group supporting them.
That was over. 8-4.
I like that from Chen. I don't think the shot quality was quite what she wanted. This forehand, it popped up a little bit, but onto the backhand side of Zheng Yu.
Service fault call.
Oh, now she's serving from too high.
5-8.
By her high standards, this is a disaster, actually. What's that? 3
in the net.
3 mistakes.
And then penalised by the service judge.
And still they're 8-5 up. Terrific rally. Zhang and Zhang desperately trying to get off defence, but it's not possible, and they've gone long.
Service over.
So as you were saying, it's 9-5, and 3 of Zheng and Jun's 5 points have been through Chen's service errors, which kind of puts the match into a little bit of context so far. We've only played 5 minutes, but already you just sense the class of the top seeds is starting to show through.
And it must be hard for Zhang and Zhang. It's not just those 5 previous meetings, but you'd assume they play a lot in training as well. And you're playing against this very top class, this adored women's doubles pair. Challenge here.
Yeah, first of the morning, it was called in, and Chen and Jia want Hawkeye to have a look, just to see if it missed that sideline. Each pair has 2 challenges. That's a good use of one. 2 challenges per game, and if they're correct, as in this case, they'll keep it, so they've still got 2.
10-5.
And they get the point as well, obviously.
Excuse me. Zheng.
Aware all the time that new viewers are joining us who may not be regular badminton watchers, so you're very welcome wherever in the world you're viewing our coverage.
Nice return of serve, but Jia Fan is up to the challenge, but... Oh, that's tremendous.
Delicious, wasn't it?
11-5 interval.
Well, they couldn't have wished to start any better in the semi-final, could they, those two? 11-5. It's not just the scoreline, though. It's the complexion of the match so far, which they have pretty much bossed from the first point.
Yeah, it's only Chen serve that perhaps they'll be... you know, leaves a lot of room for improvement, but otherwise they're brilliant. And when they're on defence, they so quickly turn it back into attack. They're so good at that.
$20 seconds. 20 seconds. $11-5. Play.
Oh, I think she's just missed. Both pairs are trying to challenge. Whoever's the result was going to go, either pair was challenging this.
I think this is wide. It looked wide.
I think so too. And I think the line judge was slightly delayed in his call, which I suspect is the reason why both were going up.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
It is tough for line judges when it's going across the line like that.
I think it's tough for them generally. You know, they get 1 chance in you know, normal speed, real time.
And they're sat quite far back here in Copenhagen, aren't they, because of the setup.
And the vast majority of their calls are good. Just wonder, Bobby, that the way that they've started this match, whether that quarter-final yesterday when they were pushed so close by the Japanese pair. Just maybe a little bit of a wake-up call?
Yeah, absolutely. They, if I'm honest, threw away the second. There was a period early on in the second game where they just sort of lost the plot. They were going too early in attack and making errors. Chen's serve let her down, like it's just done again there.
Yeah.
7-12.
I mean, they're terrific in the mid-court, terrific in defence. Her serve doesn't have to be that tight. That's 4 of their 7 points, isn't it, on Chen's serve?
Yep.
8-12.
And even if they'd won, you know, half of those points, it's 14-6.
Yeah.
And pretty much all over. 12-8. Well, still a glimmer for Zheng and Chen.
Play.
Well, they're in trouble from the moment of the return of the serve there. Weakish backhand that from Zheng.
Yeah, it's good pressure from Ji Fan. Ah, superb. That's every shot that Chen and Gia played there was they couldn't have hit it cleaner. And they were applying so much pressure straight off Ji Fan's flick serve. And they were ready, hammering the mid-court.
Change shuttle.
And when it comes at you with that much pace and they're in good position, they were both pushing the net at the end. That's when they're at their best in the rally. That's wonderful from Chen. Great block. You see these attacking shots from Chen. She's not going full out with the attack, and that's because of that slight drift. I'm expecting that. They aren't going to hit through every time. They've got to use lots of variation and vary the speed especially. Nice from Zheng Yu going across the body.
That was over. 15-9. Yeah. Don't shout before the line judge makes a decision.
Yeah, and that's a fair enough comment too from umpire Friedrich Salute. It just can have a pressurizing effect on a line judge.
16-9.
Well, at the moment, they're in cruise control, these two. There's just no recognizable threat from the women in white.
They haven't got the chance. That's their big challenge. When the world #1 pair get on the attack like this, especially as it gets into the mid-court, if one of these gets driven back, Chen and Gia are so good at keeping and holding that attack. And there's two options. Without getting too technical, Zhang and Chen either drive the shuttle back and take them on the mid-court, but they're so good, Chen and Gia, that that's really dangerous. You can block to the front and try and get the attack that way, but Chen's so good at the front and will just jump on it, or try and go over the top. And if you try and go over the top, you've got to be perfect with your defence, your length, drift comes into play. That's a challenge too. So, I don't know, Trevor, if you can work out how to get through them, then I'm sure Zhang and Zheng will appreciate your feedback.
I
because it's hard work.
I don't think there's another women's doubles player in the world who've worked it out on a regular basis, is there? That's why they're #1 on the planet.
There you go. That you take them on in the mid-court when they're in good position. You're asking for trouble, especially the forehand of Zheng Fan, one of the hardest hitters out there. And Zheng Yu put this right on her racket.
Well, this first game may not be close, but it's still been very entertaining. And, I'm thoroughly enjoying our opening match from the semi-finals day. Just 3 more points needed for the top seeds to seal the deal in this opener.
She's down.
Brilliant from Gia.
Yeah, what a recovery. That's a nice touch. Regaining that composure once you've been floored. Here we go again.
Great recovery that
Oh,
time.
brilliant. Great defense from Zhang Shushan.
11-18.
She held her nerve here because that was not an easy shot to pull off.
Even smiling when she loses a point.
Gee, Fan. And back up again. Here we go. This one, cross block. No, not yet.
Thank you.
Oh, we may not see it. Yes, we will. Turn of the body, turn of the wrist.
Back
Outstretched Jay Fan. Wonderful, that shot.
Yeah. Now.
Tell you what, this women's doubles lineup in semi-final stage is terrific. With Kim and Kong later, who took that semi-final back at the All England off Zhang and Zhu. And we've got Rahayu, Olympic gold medalist, with Ramadanti this time. They're so exciting to watch. And I tell you what, we'll see some smiles in that match. Match 3 for us today. It was like it was painted on Rahayu's face. That's there. See, blocked from Chen. Enough quality to push forwards. And now they're back on attack. It's just simply brilliant.
19-11.
Well, they can't lose, those Chinese fans. But I suspect they're probably in the Chen Jia camp.
Yeah, there can't be that many who aren't. I mean, the world record for the most weeks spent at #1, which I think is creeping into 141 now. That kind of statistic, you just kind of want to see them carry on, don't you? It's like
That was over.
when Roger Federer's winning all those titles and then challenged by Nadal and Djokovic, you just want to, who's the best? Who's got the most titles? Who's got the most weeks at what #1? It's just, you can't help but admire it and support it and want to see it continue. There's that forehand serve of Zhang Yu. Very unconventional, but what about that?
13-19.
Just occasionally, Chen and Chen showing a little bit of defiance.
Slightly not out of position exactly, but Zheng was in a great position. The smash placement wasn't good enough from Chen. And that's the danger on this side of the court. You hit too hard too early,
Thank you.
or when it's not the right opportunity, and you will get beaten. If I'm honest, Chen and Jia have done so well not to fall into that trap more often.
Service fault, too high.
Well,
Service
that
over.
probably wasn't the best reaction from Junyu.
20. Game point 30.
Almost sort of looked like semi-questioning the decision there.
Didn't look all that high.
Either way, 7 game points.
Yeah, well left.
Service over. 14-20.
Well, they were always in charge of that game, and they win it very comfortably. 21 points to 14, 21 minutes on court.
14.
And the defending champions and top seeds have 1 foot in the final.
Got a tiny bit lucky here, I think. Jia Yifan on this shot goes cross. And that could have easily stayed in court and caused some real problems, but terrific from the world number ones.
Second game, level, play.
So I wonder whether a change of ends can change the fortunes of Zheng and Chen. Great get.
That is over.
Super rally.
That's what Zheng's been trying to do, but just hasn't been able to often enough from her point of view. Trying to shut down that net area, and on this occasion she managed to do it.
Yeah, Chen's block. She went a bit wide, and it allowed Zhang in.
Thank you.
Gave her a bit too much time.
Play. That is over. 1-0. Out. Service over.
Never rains, but it pours
2-1.
for Chen on serve.
It's number 5, I think she's missed.
Yep.
Or she got faulted on.
Beating herself up over it too.
Yeah, to be honest, she should be.
Well, money for old rope that.
Service over. 2-0.
Great defence.
Service over.
Those are the kind of points that'll give Zheng and Chen some confidence.
3-2.
As you say, a couple of great blocks. And then rather frustrated the top seeds into the error in the end.
This happened yesterday. I mean, we're very early. It may not come to fruition, but they expect to win more points with the big, powerful attack from that side. And they didn't yesterday. It kept coming back.
Service over. 3-0.
That's 6.
Service over.
We don't want to labour the point, but
4-3.
it's got to be a concern for a big concern. Kind of overcorrected there.
Yeah, catching the tape. Trying to be too perfect, I think. Superb. And I tell you what, they're looking strong in defence from this side of the court. They had Zhang Yifan running across the back line at times and picked the right time to counteract or counter-attack.
Play. Fault receiver, foot. 6-3.
Well, he's on the case today. He's Freecock salute.
Nice, that is nice.
Over.
Great touch from Chen. Zhang Yifan, as always, working so hard in the mid to rear court. But this final, I mean, that was nice control. There's one here from Chen where she jumps on the net and looks for every moment to be going with power and then just caresses it into the space.
Back on court, no drinking. You okay? Yep. Quickly.
She did throw herself at that. Be surprised if there's the odd bruise or scrape on the knee after that.
Zheng, now.
Yeah, dangerous sport, you know, badminton.
So now another test for Chen on serve.
Play. 5-6. Quickly. Play.
Great judgment. That was coming at Jie Fan at pace, and she was quite close to the net. She did well to gauge that.
Well, she got one back from Zheng, but not the second one from on the floor.
7-6.
Yeah, talk about kicking a person when they're down. This was Chen just hammering the shuttle at Zhang.
Thank you. Stay on court. Stay on court. Stay on court.
Just inside the line.
6.
She's very controlled at the moment, Chen. Just picks her spot.
Nine, 6.
Well, very quick to step in there, Chen Yu.
7-9.
Yeah, Chen was well below the tape of the net here, taking it from about knee height. And it's easy for the net player. They can afford to gamble here because they've got no other court to worry about. They don't have to worry about the mid-court or the drive. Their partner's got the rear court, so they can just jump the net.
Play. Serve's over. 10-7.
Well, they'll take that every time. And twice on Sunday. Easy point.
Serve's over.
You see that, Trevor? Chen got a serve in.
Well, I was wondering if she was going to try the flicker at some point, because it's not going to go in the net and it's not going to be short. And we've seen her make both those errors. That was interesting that she tried it there. Well, another bit of a giveaway, and it's a 3-point lead for the top seeds. 11-8 in front, and a game to the good.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. Back on court. 11-8. Play.
Oh, that's nice.
Service over. 9-11.
Chen and Jia forced to be a bit more passive in defence. Had no choice, really. Solid attack from Zhang and Zhang. Oh, well played.
That's good from the number 6 seeds. They are just causing the odd issue for Chen and Jia. Their defence in particular has been excellent in the second game so far. Another point that really they had no right to win after the early exchanges where Chen and Jia were right on top. Turned it round and within a point now.
Service over. 12-10.
They might well creep into the top 5, Zhang and Zheng, after this week, depending on how the points work out. Whether a semi-final's enough. Ooh, nice shot.
Service over.
Classy touch
12.
from Chen.
Service over. 13-11.
Terrific return of serve from Jia. As soon as the shuttle passed the net, it's going back down.
How quick was she to see that?
They seem to play the shuttle into a position where they know where it's coming back. And she can put more eggs in that basket, so to speak. And when it comes back, she's there like a flash. Yeah, she read that backhand.
Just almost like she saw the angle of her opponent's racket and moved
exactly
accordingly.
Yep. It then takes something special from Zheng. She has to do a little deception or something.
15-11.
She's a big hitter, Jia Fan.
16-11.
When she hits it hard, it rarely comes back with much quality. I was chatting with Kirsty Gilmore yesterday. Pearly Tan's got the women's record for the world's fastest smash.
Yep.
Kirsty wants Jia Fan to have a go in the same conditions, she believes.
Right. I want to see Pearly Tan play mixed doubles with Ranky Reddy, who's got the men's fastest serve, and then be raining bullets, wouldn't it?
It would. Zhang's on the floor, and again, Chen.
Has spotted she was on the floor and deliberately targeted her, and there's no room for sentiment in this sport.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
He sends weakness, you've got to go for it. And certainly, she can't cover much court from there.
Play.
She's got a real crack to that smash, Ji Fan, hasn't she?
18-12.
Chen finishes the rally, but really it's the placement and the power of Ji Fan. Sets up her partner. Ooh, frustration from Chen. She'll feel she should have made this shot.
High standards. Game up on 18-13 and she's still disgusted.
Ji Fan, superb.
Serve is over. 19-13.
The serve just popped up probably an inch, half an inch, and that's enough. She senses blood, and it's like a venomous attack.
Serve is over. 14-19.
This is a nice smash into the right pocket. Chen. Hardest place to defend. Excellent rally. Now Jen's a bit short. Gio can't finish. Oh, brilliant. Oh, no.
Well, surprising end to a terrific rally. And they are still fighting for their lives, Zheng and Jun.
Quickly.
A bit too keen to finish the rally here. Chen
Also one.
loses her control a little. Goes for a big wild swing to make sure it hits the floor. But instead, I think she finds the net. Oh, it was there for the taking, wasn't it?
Back on court.
Longest rally so far of this match. Over 50 shots.
19. Play.
That's lovely.
Comes over.
Look at the reaction of both of them too.
20. Match point. 15.
And that terrific little touch brings up 5 match points
Thank you.
for the #1 seeds.
Delicate, wasn't it? We expect so much aggression that when she goes soft and it comes off, it appears like she enjoys it even more.
Chen, no drinking, back on court. (20-15). Play.
Match point, Trevor.
5 of them.
Serve is over.
Might work on that before the final tomorrow, assuming that they get over the line here.
God, I would. I'd spend hours this afternoon, I think, with somebody attacking your serve and just stand there and serve.
Well, she's got plenty of time to practice because they're through in 3/4 of an hour. 21-16, they made a slightly better fist of it, Zheng and Jun, in that second game, but still really unable to stay with the class of the world champions, who now have a chance to make history tomorrow afternoon by winning a record 4th Women's Doubles World Championship.
That's a great word for it as well. Classy performance, very experienced performance. They're just that little bit better in almost every area, apart from Chen's serve, of course, which we've mentioned, but they are just a phenomenal pair.
我一看你就是你看想法的不对，一上去的时候。不是，其实是一上去想，以至于后面不敢放。就是这个东西就是。
21-14, 21-16, 47 minutes, the official match time. Well, stay with us because we've got a potentially explosive mixed doubles semi-final coming up momentarily as the winners leave the court. Seoseung-jae and Chae-Yu-jung of Korea taking on Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, the number 2 seeds from Japan. That match in just a moment. Well, a warm welcome back to the Royal Arena, where the spectators are flooding in today, and they will be here again in force tomorrow. He's always here. A lot of photos being taken, a few selfies, a few autographs with some of the players. Seen a lot of that. And we're moving on now to our second match on semi-finals day. So mixed doubles, Seoseung-jae and Chae-Yu-jung of Korea up against Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino from Japan, the number 2 seeds. We're going to see the other mixed double